Hi, this is Pete May, president of Green Biz Group, and I'm excited to be here today with Rasha Hasaneen, who's vice president of innovation for Trane Technologies. Rasha, welcome to you here to Green Biz Studio.
Thank you, Pete. I'm excited to be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it's great. So just first for context, gosh, Green Biz has worked and is known of the work of Trane Technologies and is part of Ingersoll Rand going back for a long time. I think you've been an early innovator and leader in the sustainability space, and working on all kinds of important areas like leaking refrigerants and things like that you've helped, that sometimes are very industrial, but very important as we think about climate change and sustainability. Just if you could give me a little context about how you've gone from Ingersoll Rand to where Trane Technologies today is today.
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to spend some time with you and talk to the Green Biz audience. Trane Technologies is only about a year new. Prior to this, about a year ago, we were part of Ingersoll Rand, which is a diversified industrial that really operated in two sectors. It operated in the industrial sector and it operated in the
Hmm.
climate sector. So HVAC, refrigeration, et cetera. And then, more traditional industrial businesses like
Right.
compressed air, et cetera. Um, the company really, we had evolved to a point where it really made a lot of sense for these two sectors to really become individual companies. And it turns out the industrial businesses all went to market as Ingersoll Rand, so they kind of took
Hmm.
the name. And
Yeah.
and and we really, the sort of more focused climate businesses came together and emerged as Trane Technologies here in about March of last year, which, if you'll remember, this time last year was right at the beginning of the COVID
Right.
pandemic.
Right.
And
And
so we were
it's
coming out of this separation and went right into the pandemic here.
Right. And Train, obviously, I mean, the Train brand itself has been around for a long time, and in the areas of like HVAC, seems like it's taken on new importance now in the COVID era.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, when we did all the research, like the Train brand really resonated well in the market, and so we really elevated the brand to be Train Technologies, encompass all of our strategic brands, Train, American Standard, Thermo King, et cetera. But we really like the brand. And what's interesting about the COVID pandemic and the role of indoor air quality and indoor environmental quality in particular is, we've spent a lot of years focused on indoor air quality. We've had products in our
Mm.
portfolio for quite a long time, but it's been very difficult to get the market to really focus on indoor air quality. The focus has almost exclusively been on energy, and
Mm.
a lot of times, it wasn't that companies didn't want to have good indoor air quality. It just wasn't a focus. And then
Right.
what happened with the COVID pandemic was it really brought that to light, and all of the focus, all of the work we had been doing on indoor air quality and indoor environmental quality now became extremely relevant. And we
Yeah.
were able to bring together the various brands across the organization under our new Center for Healthy and Efficient Spaces to really focus around indoor environmental quality and allow us to bring together our sustainability focus
Yeah.
with indoor environmental quality.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. So let me pick up on that because I mean, for years there's been an increasing focus about healthy buildings and the well standard, which the things that you obviously train has been integrally a part of. Tell us a little bit about this Center for Healthy. Let's see if I get the Center for Healthy and Efficient Spaces, CHES. Tell us a little bit about that and why this initiative right now.
Absolutely. As I said, we've been working in this area of indoor environmental quality for a while. We have, a couple $100 million lighting business. We have indoor air
Mm.
quality solutions. Obviously, thermal comfort is pretty core to our businesses. Even in our transport refrigeration area, we have HVAC system for transit buses. We have auxiliary power units for people who are transporting goods in sort of the cab. So we've had this focus in pockets across the organization. When the pandemic hit, it became clear that in order for us to best take advantage of all of the newest innovation in the market and really leverage that across all of our brands, we needed a consolidated effort. And that was why we formed Chaz. So Chaz was really, the center was really formed to bring together all of the great work that was happening in our business units, along with all of the great partnerships we were starting to build, as a result of the pandemic, galvanize the organization, go to market very, very quickly in
Yeah.
response to the needs that we were seeing in the marketplace now for indoor air quality. And so in sort of
Yeah.
unprecedented time, we were able to launch new products with new technologies, not the kind of the same old stuff, but new proven technologies that were kind of languishing for a while, or were very, very focused on very niche medical applications. We were actually able to bring that to the masses and really provide options for our customers in this space quickly. And so that was really the impetus for developing Chess.
Yeah, that's great. And in the time we have remaining, it'd be great to hear a little bit about some examples of these. You mentioned partners and customers, and also I'm wondering how with customers, how far down the line that extends. Is this just an equipment question, or is it get to tenant comfort, ROI? Tell us a little bit about the value chain that you're working in.
Absolutely, absolutely. So actually, again, a lot of our work has really been at the system level, and we've had products ranging from direct outdoor air systems for managing humidity to photocatalytic oxidation systems that work in the duct with our air handlers. We've had those for years. What we've done differently here is we've really started to focus on the space itself and on looking at the balance between indoor environmental quality and energy efficiency. Because again,
Yeah.
there's a lot of strategies you can use. You have to choose the right strategy for the right space. Some of them can absolutely come at the expense of energy efficiency and therefore sustainability. And we believe that you don't need to compromise. And so we've been scouting and screening technology that allows you to really take advantage of indoor environmental quality at the occupant level, at the space level, while as a result, improving the energy efficiency of the building and the system itself, right? And so
Yeah.
that's really been our focus. And that's the difference, is that we've shifted into the space, focused on the occupant and ensuring that occupants have real indoor environmental quality for what they need to do.
Yeah, well, that's great. And just in closing, obviously this is a vital space. COVID has made this, these questions all the more compelling. For you personally, what's exciting for you in this quest right now?
I think what's the most exciting for me is, as a result of what's happening, the market is really getting educated, and not our traditional market. Not, our traditional market are, building owners and maintenance teams that manage these fleets of systems, and they will always be very critical customers for us. And we know that they're trying to do the best they can to get people essentially back to work and back to school. What's really exciting for me is we're now able to be relevant and reach the tenants and students and parents and teachers with options and solutions, and really opening up these markets that we've not historically addressed. And anything that allows you to get closer to the
Yeah.
user makes me super excited as an innovation person. So I think the most exciting
Yeah.
thing for me is really identifying these new markets, these new customers, and looking at how do we help them, and how do we help them
Yeah.
make better choices for their own indoor environments.
Great. Well, that's vital work, and we're excited to see where Trane takes the Center for Healthy and Efficient Spaces. Rasha Hasaneen, Trane Technologies. Great to have you on GreenBiz Studio today.